Good evening. Welcome to The Nest. My name is Y254 and I am your host. Now, let's talk about parenting, in particular fatherhood. Is there anything like perfect fatherhood? What are fathers supposed to do exactly? Is it just provide? Is it just protect? How about a father who beat all the odds, and I mean all societal odds? He said, you know what, I'm going to be a different father than the fathers I see around at a very tender age of 12. Fast forward, he got blessed with 2 beautiful boys. And again, he beat the odds and he said, you know what, if we need to provide for these kids, and that is my wife and I don't mind staying at home. And what does the society say about that? We are going to hear his incredible story, which I believe and I know will inspire a lot of parents out there, a lot of kids out there who think that they're going to be complete because of a complete family, but this is a different age, different times, and he is the change the world needs. Don't go anywhere and see you right after this short video.
There's no question that parenting styles impact a kid's well-being long into the future. Having both parents raising a child is important for a child's development and is the norm in many societies. This is not always the case though, as in some households children are raised by single parents. While the majority of solo parents are single mothers, single dad households also exist. Dads are viewed as breadwinners while mothers as caregivers and nurturers, but dads can also nurture. Single dads can find themselves in this form of parenting either by choice or by circumstance. Little research is done on single fatherhood compared to partnered parents and single mothers, and not much is said about this form of parenting. Unfortunately, society look at men as not up to the task of solo parenting. Single fathers need to be appreciated and embraced. Most is left in the dark, not knowing what makes a good dad and how to be a good dad every day. So far, we know that kids who grow up with a present, engaged dad are less likely to drop out of school or wind up in jail compared to children with absent fathers and no male figures. We have several groups that have been set up to assist fathers in this journey. Present Fatherhood is among them, and it is a platform for young fathers with a quest for hands-on parenting that is based on evidence and insights from top parenting experts. Today on the show, we demystify this societal norm and show that dads are more than qualified for the job as well. Our guests will help us understand and expound more on the role of fathers in a child's life.
Welcome back, and I'm just excited to introduce our guest for the day, a very special episode tonight because we're going to talk about fatherhood in the state of stay-at-home fatherhood. Karibu sana, Jeff.
Asante.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate it.
All right, so I want you to introduce yourself to the people, tell them what you do, and if you're married or not, and all those stories.
Thank you. My name is Jeff Dindi. I'm a stay-at-home dad doing content creation. I'm also an advocate for present fatherhood. That means families thrive when fathers are present.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I advocate for fathers to be present beyond financial provision.
Yes.
So that's basically what I do. I have a website that is about fatherhood and men articles. Mm-hmm. So that's my life is just around fatherhood and promoting fathers to be present.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here, and when I heard I'm going to interview you, I was over the moon because, of course, for me, present fatherhood is something very close to my heart.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I experienced circumstances where there's absent in fatherhood, and
Yes.
You're right, because men are not about providing.
Yeah.
They have to protect, they have to profess, they have to be there for their families.
Yes, psychologically, mentally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you bring up kids who are especially very strong mentally, psychologically,
Yeah.
and in your case, I know you're raising boys.
Absolutely.
Right, so maybe you can tell us, where did it all begin?
Hey, the journey it began in campus.
Oh.
So when we were going to do our last paper,
Yes.
not actually our final exams
Okay.
in campus, my then girlfriend came and told me, you know what, I feel funny.
Right. So let me take you back. So you were dating while in campus.
Actually, she had employed me as her campaign manager. She was vying for a position in campus.
Wow. Okay. Could you just walk us through that? This is a very interesting story.
So before that, we had met in second year, just through a friend.
Okay.
Then things went by.
Right.
She was a good cook. You know, I was in that hostel, and this lady was cooking stuff, and the hostel was looking so nice. And I was like, hey, is this a student?
Yes.
And we talked and we shared a lot. We had business ideas, and we were like, we are going to be business partners.
Yes.
And that is how it ended.
That's amazing.
Kumbe, she was wanting for me to actually ask her out. That I later on found out.
Umesikia, wasichana?
Yeah.
Go for it. Wow.
So things happened, and in third year she was vying, and a friend told her, you know what, I know that's the right person. Wow. By that time I'd already been involved in campus politics.
Oh, yes.
You know, I was the guy.
Oh, okay.
And so I said, she was very official. You're like, she sent quite an elaborate message, and I was like, I'd like you to be.
She seems like a very straightforward lady, very professional and organized.
She is.
Right.
So I told her, I also wanted to act professional. I was like, I'll think about it. So we went for the holiday, come back. I accepted the position. And I campaigned for her. Unfortunately, we lost.
Oh, it's still okay. I guess you won in other ways.
Yes, exactly. Yes. That's what our father said later on, which I'll talk to you guys about.
Absolutely.
So I accepted, I campaigned, we lost, and then after that, we started dating now.
I see.
And then we dated, and then now, in fourth year, she tells me, I'm feeling funny. I was like, wow, oh, what are we going to do? So we say, okay, go and buy a test.
Okay.
So she bought 2 tests.
Okay.
And in our hostel, we tested together.
Okay.
And she went and did her things and brought them, and we watched.
Wow.
And as I sat there, I was like, let it be negative, please. I don't think...
You were not ready?
I don't think I'm ready for this.
Yes.
Then it became positive, and we're like, well, good.
Okay.
Now what do we do?
Yes.
We sat down, we said we're adults.
Okay.
This is our baby.
True.
This is a journey.
True.
It's going to change lives.
Yes.
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And we discussed.
Wow.
And I said I'm going to be present. And actually, I think a week or less than a week after that, I proposed to her to be, you know, my fiancé.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, I'm going to take this through the long run.
Wow, this is really fantastic.
Yeah. And
did she say yes?
Yes, she did. She
Okay.
did. And of course, the first discussion was because we were still quote-unquote students.
I see.
Was about breaking the news to my parents.
Yes,
and
yes,
unfortunately, my parents are late. So I was raised by my aunt.
Sorry about that.
So we were like, she's going to tell her parents,
Right.
and I'm going to tell my aunt.
Of course.
And that is what I did. She was the first one to break it, the first month actually.
Yes.
And I did it next.
Okay.
I told my mom that this girl,
Yes.
she's expecting my baby,
Yes.
and I would like to actually marry her.
Oh.
That is the goal.
That's amazing.
And of course, there are a number of things my aunt didn't take it well.
Of course,
yeah.
yes.
She's also the straightforward, the people who like things to work by the book.
By the book, it's
yes,
true.
like you
God,
finish
I'm guilty
school,
of that,
get a job,
Yes.
you know, settle down,
Yes.
then have a baby.
Yes.
But unfortunately, that wasn't my case.
Things went the other way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she took it took a lot of mental state for her to come to a point where, she's accepting.
Yes.
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 And for me, I didn't have that time.
Okay.
Me, I was like, I'm hitting the road.
Yes.
We have a baby here, and I can't afford to just still think.
I agree.
You know, so I was out there starting to hustle
Yes.
and doing my small stuff.
That's amazing.
But she wasn't okay with it. I was coming back late, and she was like, you can't come back to my house late.
Oh.
So I was expecting again for her to take the lead, like even ask me to bring her home, or want to meet her parents, and that wasn't coming.
Okay.
Kumbe she was also dealing with it on her own way.
I see.
So I went to the girl's home.
Okay.
Alone. And I met her parents, my father, the dad.
What?
And I was like, I'm the guy who was...
nimevunja mguu ya
Yes,
mbuzi.
yes,
Yes.
I'm the guy
Yes.
who has done it, and I'm taking full responsibility. My goal is actually to marry her, and to settle down with her. At the moment, I don't have anything. I am as I am,
Yes.
but I'm willing to work hard to take care of them.
How did they take the news?
I think that is the only thing that bought me bonga points in that role. Like,
I see.
like they are proud to me about me up to
yes,
date.
yes.
They have embraced me with open arms and taken me as a son. You know, actually, I didn't grow up with a lot of men at home. Actually, none.
Wow.
But my father-in-law has actually
become the father figure in your life.
the father figure in my life, you know, and he has done things that even if my people hear that he has done, they will be like, "Oh, are you a man, really?"
Yes.
But I was like, I mean,
he saw you as a son, and he did what a father should do.
You know, including equipping me financially and mentally to be able to be a father.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, that shout out to him if he's watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fast forward. Toto comes.
So fast forward, we cleared campus. She got a job immediately. That tells you how brilliant she is.
She really sounds like a brilliant lady.
There's a former boss that she was doing for work internship, called her and was like, come. And
Hard
now
work pays.
we planned from there.
Right.
We planned for insurance, for birth.
Yes.
We didn't have anybody in mind. We were like, this is our race and we have to do it by ourselves.
Yes.
Our parents unfortunately relocated to Embu.
Okay.
And she was in town alone.
Okay.
And she was working in Garden City.
I see.
She had to relocate to Kitengela because
my
there is where I
goodness.
was staying.
Oh, wow.
So that I can be close.
So she would commute.
Bless her soul.
Oh,
so that she will commit from Kitengela to and she was in the hotel industry where the working hours are quite cumbersome.
Yes.
So she will come at night, late in the night, and it was all so that I can be there in the life of my kid. You know, and it was amazing.
True.
So the child came, the child was born, and the journey started.
Okay.
So a lot of things happened because we were both not having a job.
Of course.
And,
You're still young, fresh
yeah,
on campus.
yeah. Because she wasn't given a maternity leave.
Oh dear.
Because hotel also are trying to cut on cost.
Of course. Yes.
So she was just given, I think, a month's salary. So that was exhausted, and we are back to now financial crisis.
Yes.
And we had now to move from relative to relative, being hosted here and there.
Yes.
Finally, she had to relocate back to her parents in Embu, and I found a job in Baringo with an oil company. And she followed me there. She followed me there because we were supposed to start she started a restaurant there, a small restaurant there. She came in the middle of nowhere. She's brave.
She is.
Yes, and there is where our second born came.
I see. Soon afterwards.
The second born came.
Okay.
And she came back.
Okay.
And my job also ended. It was a contract job.
It was a contract job.
So I came back.
Okay.
And we now started living together now, because before we were not really living together.
Yes.
But before that, I came back. I was my family, because my father's side, I was separated from them for a very long time.
True.
So I had not connected with them. So going back there was hard. But yet I wanted to go and now make things official to Rachel's home.
Yes.
But I didn't have people.
Oh dear. True.
My mother's side were saying that, you know what, we are done with our business. Our business was to educate you and take you to school, but that other business, there are people who are supposed to handle it. Yes, you're on your own.
Yes.
So I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But I have to live with this girl because we already have a kid that needs both parents to be available. And the more time we waste,
the more things they fall apart.
Yes. And unfortunately, things didn't get to come in the normal way that they're supposed to. So that doesn't prevent me from moving ahead.
Doing what you need to do.
Exactly.
Especially to set up a family that was never set up for you, which we're going to talk about later.
Yes.
Okay.
So I said, okay, what do I do? I picked up a few friends.
Okay.
Said,
let's go.
Nani, can we go? Can you guys take me? And we did a few shopping, bought a few sodas the way parent people do.
Yes.
And we went there, and she has 7 uncles.
It's you, your
And-
friends against 7 uncles.
and 3 or 4 aunts.
Oh.
And I went there.
Okay.
And sat. My only relative was my sister.
Oh dear.
She's the one who sat close to me. She's the one who has been with me throughout.
Bless her.
So I was like, I'm here.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it was a funny. I think even it was funny even for them,
Yes.
because this is not the normal way things are supposed to happen.
I agree.
Actually, you're supposed to come with elders.
Yes, yes, yes.
So here I am with friends who
young fellas.
young fellas,
Yes, and a sister.
and a sister. And but fortunately,
Yes, yes.
they also just ran things the way it's supposed to happen. And they
That's a
brought the
nice
girl,
family,
they
yes.
hit the girl, and
Yes,
they said,
yes.
you guys have to remove something.
Yes.
And my friends got out with me and were like, what do we have? And you know, we paid.
Right.
And I got the girl.
Okay.
And we started living from there onwards.
Oh, now you had the parents'
And of course,
blessings.
yeah, and of course they said,
Yes.
you know, those are the things. You'll have to come with
You do-
elders.
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
we'll
yes.
have to come with elders.
Yes.
So that is
Yeah.
the thing that I've been working on because it needs also a reconnection with
course,
my place
of course.
to get those elders
True,
because
true.
everybody's dead.
I
You know, my
agree.
uncles are dead,
Oh.
my aunts are dead.
Yeah.
It's only my grandmother who is living there. So
I
it's
see.
about
Yeah.
who are you? They will be looking at me. Who are you?
Yes.
Oh, you are the
Yes.
son of Dindi.
This,
Okay,
that,
okay.
yes,
Where
yes,
have you
yes.
been? You know.
Oh.
So
Yeah, I can imagine that's a fear and something that is very unsettling at the back of your
yes,
head.
because again
Yes.
they can also bring other issues
I
about
agree.
the tribe.
Yes, the
Where
tribe.
Is
I
she coming
agree.
from?
True,
yeah.
true, true,
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's gonna take time a bit,
Yes.
but
Yes.
at least now I got the official people who mattered gave me
Exactly.
the
I agree. It's
yeah.
the people who matter. And honestly, at this point, I don't think there's a rule that we need to live by because you're here, a young man willing to do the right thing, and a family that understands that maybe your circumstances don't have the perfect arrangement. I'm still proud of you, extremely proud of you,
Thank
and
you.
also bless your wife's parents and relatives
amazing,
for
amazing parents,
exactly
amazing. Because
to get you where
otherwise,
you
if
are.
they
Yes.
were very because my people
Yes.
didn't do the thing
Yes.
that they were supposed to do.
Yes.
Because normally, if
Yeah.
a guy
Yeah.
gets a girl pregnant, the parents to the guy are the ones to
girl-
summon
I
the,
agree. Yes,
the,
yes,
the
yes.
girl's parents
Yes,
and tell
yes,
them,
yes.
you know what, because it's just,
Yeah.
the guy has not done the right thing.
It's true.
You know.
Yes.
But they didn't.
Okay.
And so the girl's parents had the right to act aggressively
yes,
and be
yes,
like,
yes.
why are you
Exactly,
people? What are you
yes,
doing? You know,
yes.
you've done this and you are not acting.
Right.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
Instead, they're the
Yes.
ones who actually even embraced me more. And if they acted aggressively, maybe we will not be together.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, and I would have ended up another father that
Absolutely.
is absent.
With the cycle could have continued.
Yes.
So not only were you able to beat that odd and to jump over that hurdle, let's talk about you now being a stay-at-home dad. You and your wife sit down and you say, we have these 2 kids, we have to take care of them. We've come this far, we're still young, we're still growing, and we don't care what the society or everybody says about how the family setup would be. And I think today we're talking about societal expectations and defying them. Tell us about that.
Wow, thank you. I think the way I ended up being a stay-at-home dad, I
Yes.
think that is what I'll start with.
Yes.
I've always wanted to be, I knew the kind of father I wanted to be right from the time I was 12.
Yes.
When my aunt was taking me in, I already knew the kind of father I wanted to be.
That's
And I wanted to be in the lives of my kids.
Right.
So, but it is easier said than done.
True.
You know,
True.
you know,
Yes.
you have to be very intentional about
Exactly.
it. Otherwise, you
You
just
get lost with
you
the
get lost
mass.
with the wind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So during our second born, I got a job.
Okay.
Before he was born, I got a job in Mombasa.
Okay.
And I went there. Not actually, my stay-at-home dad started when I came from Baringo.
Okay.
And I was now jobless.
Yes.
And my wife was also kind of jobless.
Oh, yeah.
But then she got, the MD called her back.
Oh, look at
Like,
that.
come and now be my PA.
Yes. Oh, wow.
So I was there at home.
Yes.
We were like, now, first we can't really afford a house else.
It's true.
But you're here. And I was like, yes, I'm here.
Oh.
So
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
search the butter.
Yes.
Me, I'm going to be here with my son.
Wow, a very rare thing.
And the first day,
Yes.
I was looking at the gate. When is he coming? When is he
Right,
coming?
yes.
I had had it up to here.
Yes.
You know?
With two very little children. How old are they at this
It was
time?
one. It was
oh,
one.
That was one.
Yeah.
And then now she's pregnant.
Yeah, now she's pregnant.
Yes.
It was so hectic.
Yes.
Right from the beginning. By the way, my wife had left when she had sorted out the food and the milk was there. But the stress, the mental stress that I had.
Yes, yes.
I'm looking at the watch, it's still 3.
Yes.
I'm looking at the watch.
Time is not moving.
Time is not moving.
Yes.
But one day became 2, became 3, and before I know it, I was enjoying the job.
Look at that.
You know?
Yes.
And even up to date, if you look at the bond between me and my firstborn,
Yes.
it's crazy.
Incredible.
My wife, the first pregnancy, and when
Yes.
I broke it to my aunt, and when
Yes.
I told her that I want to get married to this lady,
Yes.
our fears were that, you know, you have not settled down, you don't have a job and all these things.
Right.
And I kept on insisting that, you know what, it's about conviction.
Sure.
I'm convicted.
Sure.
And it's that conviction that will make me want to work hard and provide for that family.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. Then there's something that I also mentioned, that, you know what, jobs come and go.
Sure.
And I remember mentioning to her that we have people that are comfortable.
Yes.
Like they have a good job,
Yes.
they have a good house, but
Yes.
they're not settling
They're
down.
not settling down.
What is happening?
There will never be. There will never be a time. There's always, and I think it's the same thing. You can't wait for the perfect time.
Yeah.
If you do, you will never. It will never arrive.
It will never.
Because I believe it doesn't exist.
Yes.
In
Yes.
fact, I feel like whenever you end up, like for you guys becoming parents, you were forced to fast track some things, like settle down.
Yes.
Maybe if that test became negative, you'd still be this dude running around miserable.
Absolutely. That's what I told my wife, that
Yes.
you actually made me focus and settle down, because if I moved out of campus, got the job, got the house, I wouldn't find any reason to really want to really settle down.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
But I thank God that things happened the way they did.
Yes.
Another thing that I told my mom was that, you know what, I can get that job, I can get that house, but life is so unpredictable. I can lose it tomorrow.
It's true.
And if I lose it tomorrow, does it mean that now I cease to be a man?
No, you do not. And anyway, what is permanent is God, family, and the rest come. Your money won't come and see you at the hospital bed when it's said and done.
Yes.
So Jeff, I would just want to say that I came here, I didn't know what to expect, but I feel inspired, and I know that I've said this again and again. Fathers out there will be inspired to be more present, and we hope that people can read more about your work. And big up also to Rachel, her family, and I know your kids are the luckiest little boys, and that is just Siri and Jordan. Yes. Beautiful names.
I've been discussing the impacts that my presence have had. Maybe this is something that we'll talk about later, but it is very evident. If you see me and those little boys, it is there.
I wish you brought them. However, we shall continue with this segment right after this break and hear from our expert of the day on the mental and psychological effects that a stay-at-home dad would encounter, especially in our society, Africa. Since when did a man stay at home and raise kids? And as you've heard, Jeff would be asked, are you really a man? Are you a father? There are things he had to hold back and say, my goodness, if my relatives from the community I come from knew what I'm doing, they'll think nimewa disappoint. However, I think he's done a great job. He has broken that cycle. His kids have a present dad. His kids are already experiencing an amazing impact to have an amazing man in their lives. And his life has just begun. Rachel's life has just begun, their baby's life just begun, and I think they are the luckiest family who are going to break the cycle, they're going to break the generational curses, and they're going to actually teach the future generations on how to be better, not for anybody else, but for themselves. See you right after this break.